Though passionate about singing, this year's Richard Tucker Award winner Michael Fabiano has plenty of other things on his mind. We spent some time getting to know Michael and his eclectic view of the world.
I didn't really have a big interest in opera as a young kid or, a young adult even. I really appreciated classical music, I would say. I remember listening to the New World Symphony a lot when I was young. My mother always talks about how I listened to that and Beethoven symphonies in the house on, records. The Italian-American lineage comes from my father's side, and all of my family on my father's side came from the South, from Puglia, from Bari, and from Calabria. And my mother's side, they're Irish-English. They are totally different. Family's very important to me, very important to everyone around me. And so I can't remember a year when there was not some sort of family event that we would do in the summer, all of us. I'd say that's the New Jersey way also. There's so many families of the Italian-American lineage especially, that family comes first.
The music was tantamount in our family because Anthony and I were so involved singing all the time. He would come along with us. One of the first things that I actually saw Michael do was we brought him to a concert, and I had him in his little outfit, a little bow tie and Argyle shirt, and he actually came, sat in the pew, and was in awe of his father singing with not one little peep.
But I would say that my parents were tepid at the idea of me initially starting a career, and not because they didn't support me, but because they knew how difficult it is to have a career realize itself. There were a couple turning points with my parents that when I finally got to college, I made a cassette and a disc of a couple songs and arias, and I remember the first time I shared it with my mother.
And I was very moved by it. I was crying. I was the typical mother going, oh, this is so beautiful.
But he basically told us, I think I want to be a singer. And my comment was, here's a tin cup, go stand on the corner, see how much money you earn. You're supposed to be a businessman. I wasn't crazy about the idea, but he said, Dad, I really want to give this a shot. I think I can do it. And I said, then Mike, go after it.
I tend to say that I like to jump into the fire and try not to get any burns. And I took the risk of going into an opera career because I had the backing of my family and some mentors. I will say, though, that I loved baseball as a kid, and I grew up until I was 20. I was overweight. I was a heavy boy. So when I played baseball, I would always get made fun of on the field by, the kids saying, Michael, why do you run around with a piano on your back? And so I decided when I was 13 that I said, screw the kids, I'm going to become an umpire. Definitively being a baseball umpire has shaped how I am when I'm on stage, because when I was an umpire, I had to perform. I had to show people that I had full authority and knowledge of the game, and then when I made a decision, it was done. As an opera singer, it's the same. I should show up to rehearsal and know my music perfectly, so there isn't a lot of question, except artistic license from the people around me that want to negotiate and figure out what can be played with or what impressions people have that are different than mine. That takes someone with authority to be able to negotiate on that level. And if I have a command of the music, as I did the game of baseball, it curries respect. And respect is the way that I think people move ahead in any industry.
Well, Michael approaches a role, I would say, in a very concentrated, focused, very serious way. Basically 1,000%, that's the minimum. Every angle is analyzed. What I particularly enjoy is that it's never a finished product with him. He always can we go an extra mile? Can we just find something else?
I think of studying a new opera or a new role the way, someone prepares to climb up a mountain. I think it's really important to undo every single layer of a score when one is learning something new. And I would add that my first teacher, George Shirley, always told me, Michael, when you study a new role, do not rush. Take 6 months, take a year, take 18 months, and take the time to put it in so you know every marking perfectly. try to envision a world without any sense of music. And I guarantee many people would have chaos in their lives. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves. And so it's in that realization that we see that music is a critical element to how we all are. And the minute that we subtract it out of our lives, we're less as human beings.